idea here. In this reading mode, oftentimes people may want to comment, or you may want to see comments that have been added to documents. You can see here I can go ahead and tap on the comment tab, and that shows that a comment's been entered here in this part of the document. You'll also see that there's presence enabled in that comment. So I could do a quick IM with someone, I could do a quick phone call, a video chat if I'd like, all here right in the experience itself. I can collapse sections when I'm done reading with them if I'd like, or expand them to help me navigate through the document. Now I'm just going to go ahead and swipe through here, look at different parts of the page. When we think about this new reading mode, we're trying to create new scenarios too for modern documents and modern authoring. And one of the things that we're integrating is multimedia into these kinds of documents. So for example, if you look towards the lower right, you'll see that there's an image here and it's got a play button. It's actually a video that's embedded into, as a link into the reading mode word itself here. So I can go ahead and just play that right for my reading experience. Great. Now, I want to drop out of reading mode for a quick moment, make a quick edit to this document so you guys can see what we mean by moving content from device to device as I sign in across my devices themselves. I'm going to scroll up a bit here and show you how simple it is just to go ahead and add use my finger, go ahead and add an image. I'll click on Insert, and this is where I would go ahead if I wanted to insert another online video like you just saw. I can go ahead and add online pictures. We'll just do that now. It's a great example of how Office is cloud connected. We're looking up into our office.com service for clip art. I can search the web for, say, an image. I'll go ahead and type coho here. Let's look for a picture of a fish. Great. And I'll find the one I want. I can just tap on it, insert it into the document. Now, there's a great new feature called Live Layout that I want to show you. This picture's a little bit big for my document right now. I just want to go ahead and use my finger. I can go and use what's called Live Layout, and I can watch as I just use my finger to resize this. And I can move it and drag it anywhere on the page and watch how the text wraps. Really nice, fast, fluid text. I've got these green guidelines, and I can go ahead and get it exactly where I want. Let it go. That looks pretty good right there. Okay. Next, what I want to do is save the document, and then we can look at some of the different sharing scenarios. I'm going to go up to the file, the backstage here, and click on Share. And there's a number of different ways that I can share this document. One is that I can use the SkyDrive service directly, save the document to the cloud, and invite anyone to come and access this document or co-author or co-edit that document. I could go ahead and tap on social networks. I could post it to Facebook if I wanted to share it with people. I could scroll down and publish it as a blog if I'd like. There's lots of different choices. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and save it. Saved up to SkyDrive, and I'll close Word, and I'm going to switch machines. I've left work for the day, say, that's the scenario, and I'm coming back to my house. I'll move to this second machine here at my home. This device is a laptop, a notebook from Samsung. It's running Windows 8. And I want to show you how easily it is for me to sign into Office and get access to that same content. Now, here I'll be using a keyboard and mouse. And I want to start by just giving you a quick look at SkyDrive. SkyDrive is incredibly fundamental to this release of Office. It is where we'll be storing our content in the cloud. SkyDrive, as many of you may know, is a big service. 60 million active users a month, over 10 billion documents stored in the cloud with SkyDrive. And with SkyDrive, I can keep track of all kinds of content, documents, music, pictures of my family, videos, you get the idea. I can drop into documents where I have all my documents stored. And as I move over to the far right here, I can hover over, and I can see that this particular document was just recently updated. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. And this will open Word on this device. Now I'm signed into Word. All my most recently used documents, all my settings, all my profile follow me across devices. One thing that's interesting too, if you look to the lower right, you'll see that there's a small toast here. It says, "Welcome back. Pick up where you left off." This is the last location feature in Office, where I can just click here, and this takes me to the last spot that I was on the document where I was working on it in my other environment. Nice capability there. I'm going to close this and show you that these experiences, if we could flip to the phone, extend beyond just PCs and tablets, of course, to mobile devices as well. This is a Windows phone, Nokia phone, a Lumia, and I've got my Office hub here as you see it. I can just tap on it. And I have access to SkyDrive. I have access to documents that are stored here locally, my notes, other documents. I'll just go ahead and type on SkyDrive, There's the same folder structure that you saw before in SkyDrive in the cloud. I'll go into the Documents folder. I'll scroll down here at the bottom. It's refreshing my view at this point, updating to make sure I've got the most recent documents. I'll go down, and there's that fly fishing document one more time, and I can open it on this device. So no matter where I am, no matter what device I'm working with, Office is in the cloud with SkyDrive to help me share documents, to have access to all the content that I need, no matter where I may be. Okay. We've taken a look at how Office is best on Windows 8. We've talked a little bit about how Office can roam with you in the cloud. I want to talk a little bit more about what Steve said around Office being social in this release and the investments we've made there. Now, we've modernized SharePoint in this release to have a complete set of business or enterprise social networking features. And of course, we're really, really excited about what's going to happen with Yammer and how it can accelerate our position in the social networking space. I want to give you a quick look at what we've done with the new SharePoint and some of the social capabilities there. So I'm going to go to the desktop, and I'll bring up a browser. Now, SharePoint does a lot of different things: document management, content management, enterprise search, workflow. What I want to show you here is the work we've done around social. Now, like the rest of the Office applications, SharePoint has a new user interface as well. Much cleaner, simpler, a design that's easy and intuitive for people to get access to the tools that they need. Now, with SharePoint and social, you can follow, you can keep track of anything, all kinds of different content. Over on the right here, you can see the listing of the people I'm following, the documents I'm following, the sites I'm following, the tags I'm following. I can go ahead and just click and go into all the documents and see the ones that I'm looking at. SharePoint will also suggest documents that I should be following based on the documents themselves and the things that I've followed in the past. It's a great way to make sure that I stay connected with what's happening in the org. Now, you see in the center of the screen a news feed or an activity feed. And this has all the kinds of social networking capabilities that you would come to expect. The ability to do things like replies. As I go through here, you can see these microblogging threaded discussions that are here. I can insert links. You see there's a document that's been posted. I can preview that right in line. So without leaving the context of SharePoint, I can say, hey, is this a document maybe I want to go ahead and take a look at? Similarly, if I scroll down a bit further, you can see someone has posted a video here. Once again, I can just go ahead, simply click on that, and play that video in context of the SharePoint social experience. Posting as a snap, let me go ahead and scroll up a bit here so you can see this. If I want to do a quick @mention, I can easily go ahead and start typing here. SharePoint will fill that out for me. It looks at my favorite people, and I can go ahead and do that simply. If I want to do a quick hashtag, I can go and say Office. I can create a new tag here if I'd like, or one's already suggested. I'll just say Office Rocks. Post that if I want. I could insert a picture. I could insert a link. Very, very straightforward, very intuitive experience. Now, as we think about social, we're taking a very broad view, and we think hard about integrating communication scenarios into the social experience. For example, if you look at this news feed, you'll see that there are a number of people with pictures that are here, and I have their presence in line with the news feed. So instead of posting to someone, maybe I want to do a quick phone call or a video call or an IM. I get to pick which mode of communication that works best for me. This is enabled by what we refer to as the people card. So I'll hover over here for a quick sec, and I'll pin this so you all can see it in a larger mode. I can just simply click here to do an instant message, a link call, a video call. I get, in this case, all of this person's contact information here automatically for me in one place. I can view notes. I can view where this person sits in the organizational hierarchy of the company. I can navigate up and navigate down. And one thing I think that's super exciting is we can aggregate all of your social networking feeds into this people card. Now, right now I'm in SharePoint. This people card is showing here, but I could be in Outlook, I could be in Word, I could be Excel. This same experience will be everywhere, and I can get access to my Facebook feeds, my LinkedIn feeds, my SharePoint feeds, my Yammer feeds, all in one place, which is a great way, again, to make sure I'm keeping track of what's happening. Now, that's a simple example. One that I'm incredibly excited to talk a little bit about today is how we're going to communications enable the billion Office users that are out there with the hundreds and hundreds of millions of Skype users too. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. I'm going to jump over to Outlook. Now, in Outlook, you can see that we have presence here. Now, we've always had presence for our business and enterprise customers through our Link service, which is our real-time communication service for businesses. We're now excited to be able to have Skype integrated directly into Office. So when I hover over these people, this presence that you see here is actually coming from the Skype service. Here's my friend Tal. I can see he's available. Again, I get that same people card. So if I wanted to, I could do a quick IM, I could do a phone call, I could do a Skype call, all right here from this experience. In fact, that's what I want to show you. I could just click here, start a video call. This will start a Skype call to my friend Tal. Hey, Tal, how you doing? You're officially famous? Okay, great. So simple, intuitive, exactly what people would expect for integration with the Skype service. Now, Steve talked about a number of different scenarios that we have in the new Office. We talked about reading mode. We talked about the presenter mode. We talked about these new social experiences. We talked about experiences here around communications. I want to show you an experience in Excel, one of the ways that we're trying to make every user in Excel a power user. Now, Excel's always been a pretty rich app with lots of capability in it. And sometimes some of the things that are more advanced are a bit out of reach for some people, and we want to make everyone have the capability to do that. The scenario I want to go through here is a relatively common one for people that are taking content from the web and wanting to do some analysis on it. This is a spreadsheet. It's got content that in this middle column here, this B column, you can see all the fields are concatenated together. This is something that happens, you copy from the browser and you put it into something like Excel, and it's not quite in the right format that you may want it to be. We have a new feature in Excel that can help break apart that content so you can go and do analysis on it. Now, historically, people would literally rekey that content, or if they were more advanced, they might write macros to go ahead and do that. I want to show you with a new feature called Flash Fill how simple it can be in the new Excel. I'm going to go and pull out a field. Let's say I want to pull out the names of people. I'll just go type John, and I'll type Jenny, and watch as I hit Enter. That'll fill that entire column all the way down with that name. I'll show it to you one more time here. I'll type in advertising. I'll pick a different word, and then events. And again, fill that all the way down. And notice Excel's pretty smart here. It gets that digital marketing 2 words. It smartly pulls that out into the right column. Now, you can also use this to combine columns. So for example, let's say I want a column that's got everybody's name and then the amount of money that they're spending. I'll just start typing John, and I'll type 1,300 here. Start typing Jenny, and watch, it'll just fill that out for me automatically. So again, the idea here is to create this kind of simple experience that everybody can have at their fingertips. Now, once I've got the data that I want, maybe I want to do some analysis on it. So I'm going to show you a new feature that we have called Quick Analysis. And the idea here is that this will take some of the magic, the mystery, out of how to set formatting, create charts, do things like pivot tables. For example, if I hover over data bars, it gives me a nice preview of what that experience might look like. Or if I hover over charts, this will suggest for me the best type of charts for this kind of data that's here. And I can just navigate across those. Tables is a great example too. If I want to format this content as a table, then maybe pick a pivot table. Lots of people love working with pivot tables, have to work with pivot tables in business. Very few people know actually how to create them. This is a way, in one quick click, that I can create a pivot table out of that content. And again, I can go ahead and just use the pivot table fields on the right to make it more expansive. So again, our goal here is to really make it easy for anyone to take advantage of some of the higher-end capabilities that are in Excel. Now, for the last demo, I want to touch on one final experience that I think is particularly exciting as we think about Windows 8, as we think about a new class of devices in Office. Steve referenced that we acquired a company, PPI, Perceptive Pixel. That was announced just about a week or so ago. I want to move over to this device here. This is a Perceptive Pixel device, a PPI device. It's an 82-inch, multi-touch, high-definition display unit. It's connected to a PC running Windows 8. Beautiful, beautiful display. I want to go and sign in. I'll use my picture password. How about that? Oh, no, sweet. All right, I'll take that. And it's running Windows 8. An absolutely beautiful experience that's here. I can use my finger back and forth. It comes with a stylus as well. I can use the stylus. I'll show you a couple of quick examples here of how Windows 8 looks great on these devices. I'll pull up the weather application. This is Bing weather for San Francisco. I could do a little Al Roker here. Go to slide across. Let's look at the hourly forecast.